Now it's time to draw the curtain on Channel 4's early morning television.
To start the day and every day from now on, you can wake up to a new television newspaper delivered bright and breezy Monday to Friday with a supplement at weekends too, right to your breakfast table. It's the Channel 4 Daily. And on the front page, the news from around the world with Carol Barnes.
The need to know what's going on in the world and how it affects you and the rest of us will be the primary concern of our up-to-the-minute news bulletins in the Channel 4 Daily. We shall lead each day with the headline story from wherever the news breaks. Each morning I'll be here in London with the main headlines and with travel and weather news every 15 minutes, at 1:45, on the hour and at 1:15 the hour. But at 1:30, the world news, and from across the Atlantic, the first news of the day that's just ended for our man in Washington, Michael Nicholson.
I shall be reporting not just from Capitol Hill and the White House, not just from across America coast to coast, but all the major news stories beyond its borders, north and south, through Canada to Alaska, from Mexico down to Chile. 2 continents and everything explosive in between. And that's my brief. What's happened by the end of my day for the beginning of yours.
And for the first news of what's arisen in Asia and the Far East while we've been asleep, our reporter in Tokyo, James Mates.
Here from the capital of the world's new economic superpower, I'll be covering Asia, from the Indian subcontinent right through China and Japan and onto the continent of Australia. It's an area of phenomenal economic growth, of new democracies in countries like Pakistan and South Korea, and of tentative moves towards greater freedom in China. By the time Britain wakes up, the working day is almost finished here. A whole day's news will have happened, and you can see it first on Channel 4 Daily.
And from London, I shall be reporting on the news stories from Europe and the rest of the world. And that will be the news as regular as clockwork every quarter of an hour on Channel 4 Daily, the informed way to start your day.
But it's not all hard news on the Channel 4 Daily. For instance, inside it also features...
Streetwise, we'll be breaking new ground in consumer programming. We won't just be whinging about life's problems.
Our mission is to give you solutions, all the information you need to stay ahead of the game.
How can you stop your child being bullied at school? How do you get compensation from your plumber when the new shower floods your bathroom? And how do you move up the waiting list for an operation without going private?
Whether the challenge you face is legal or financial, at home or at work, we're here to help you. With our special team of insiders, we'll tell you what action to take, how to beat the system.
Start the day streetwise at 8:05.
This is Britain's only specialist television financial newsroom. From here, just off Piccadilly in London's West End, we'll be presenting for the Channel 4 Daily 3 editions of our Business Daily. Every weekday before you leave home, you can brief yourself fully on what's coming up in the world of business. And when you get to work, you can tune in to check how the market has opened and what the early stories are.
We have computer links with the City of London, which give us up to the second readings of the FTSE index and the major sterling and dollar exchange rates. We have studio links with the major London markets so that we can cover live the breaking stories of the morning and bring you the unique atmosphere of the trading floors. And our industrial staff will report on what businesses all over the country are thinking, acquiring and earning.
That's Business Daily on the Channel 4 Daily at 6:15, 7:15 and 9:15.
To guide you through the world of arts and entertainment, the Channel 4 Daily box office will be open from tomorrow morning to provide you with all the latest news about the visual and performing arts. But more than that, we'll be looking at advertising in the media, books and journals, architecture and design.
And not just in the studio. We'll be out and about reporting on all the arts news that's not fit to print. Tomorrow we follow Peter Palumbo, the new chairman of the Arts Council, in his first day at work.
And central to our policy of involving you with contemporary art, this spot will be occupied by specially commissioned paintings, a different one each week. We'll cast a critical eye over them in the studio, and so might you at home. You might even be provoked into buying one of them. So, book your seat at the Channel 4 Daily Preview Theatre by joining us in box office, hourly, starting at 6:48 tomorrow morning.
And so the countdown to the first edition of the Channel 4 Daily continues with a puzzle.
Carol, do you think people will be able to do it so early in the morning?
Do what?
Well, work out a very long word with 9 letters.
They might. What else have they got to do?
Well, they've got to work out a very difficult sum with 6 numbers.
Anything else?
Yes, there's a 9-letter word all jumbled up, and they've got to unjumble it correctly against the clock.
When's it on?
Tomorrow morning.
What's it called?
Countdown Masters.
Oh, yes, we've been doing that on Tea Time for ages, haven't we?
Yes.
And taking a short, sharp, daily swipe at your favourite matters of sport, Kickback.
They say he learned his trade from Brian Clough, a man of many virtues.
Now, before you accuse me of being biased, I ought to say that I'm an Arsenal supporter.
If Britain is to remain great, then we must, at all costs, stop them wiping the smile off our boat race.
And no daily worth its salt, not even Channel 4's, would be without its comic book. Cartoon, action and adventure, with a slice or two of...
Toast? A toaster? Butter, too. Hey, Stretch, that whole big gizmo is nothing but a fancy pop-up toaster.
Well, Ben, with us 4 having to get up so early in the morning, a good breakfast is just what we will need.
Look, Carol Barnes needs more than just toast. Read this.
Scrambled eggs, mushrooms, tomatoes, sausages. Hey, Herbie, how do you fancy that for starters?
Thanks all the same, but not for me. A silicon chip or two is more my cup of tea in the morning.
And this is This Fantastic Four's new way to begin the day. From 6 o'clock to 9:25 tomorrow morning, 3.5 hours of regular, bite-sized segments packed with vitality and goodness, specially designed to set you up for the day ahead. Wake up to the Channel 4 Daily. Tomorrow.